Anyway, hi all. Welcome to my live stream. It's nice to be live this morning on YouTube. It's been a few days. Sometimes you just are in awe. But as I return to my happy-go-lucky way of being, thank God, because that was a lot of stress. A lot of scary men and women. That was not needed. That was just not needed. And I'm figuring I can play Gord Downie this morning because they put their shit out for free online. So I don't think I should have anybody barking up my tree about streaming music in the background. But this is just a little bit about the man that I once fell in love with and was so needlessly taken from me right when we were coming together. Just finally, when we finally came together. Nobody needs me to be at my best behavior in the last 5 years, going through a loss like my best friend. Not that I was in any way disruptive. I've lost so much to false accusation and persecution. And at some points, at this point, I can't even put together my story or walk forward with it because it's all been stolen. I had written a whole story. It's all been stolen. So the way that I documented my background information was not conducive to my memory, maintaining all the details because the details were accurately preserved at the time. So now that I've had so many machines raped from me, this is an important one. It's important and it's about true love, which still prevails, okay? It still prevails. And as the stressors come off, and an exorbitant period of unrealistic amounts of stress that nobody should have to process. Things have maintained themselves on the inside, and that's just by my willfulness and my willingness to stay employed. I just don't think you guys realize what you're asking of the poverty stricken. You're asking too much of these people because they live their lives without meaning and without purpose for the most part. Other than it's just such a time waste. It's just living out time without doing anything. And these guys think they're running up to the north with all these great military missions and they're going to build for 10 years and generate interest off the income. At the very least, they have one project remaining. The rest of us are on eggshells just doing exactly what AI needs us to do or whatever it is. But there's millions upon even a billion people in abject poverty. And all of that is the better, more to do. It's the better, more to do. Well, I never would. Well, they're my paintings. I used to send him paintings all the time. He just wanted one thing, and I knew it. A conversation on his mind when he was writing. And I knew I could give it to him. And it's the same thing with somebody else. Somebody else. And I have a special gift. It's called clear knowing. It's called clear cognizance. It's not like your average person normally is developed enough yet for some reason. I don't get why. But it's not like your average person is developed to the state where they can know a person just by the way they move. But since I have that, and since I can tend to know at least a little bit, I know there's a potential there for growth in both individuals, for joy in both individuals, for creativity in both individuals, for organization in both individuals, and that it can be a family. It can be a real, wholesome, lively, honorable experience. And just to be qualified on that level again, it's such a blessing. But please know that I don't go into it saying, I know that person. That's somebody I obviously know who he's like. No, there's been times where I potentially read your energy, but I just don't want you to think that I took advantage or anybody, because being clairaudient and clairvoyant and clear perceptive, clairsentient, and claircognizant, the inner knowing, there's still parts of your alpha beta delta sine wave that you go through in the run of a calendar day, which is about 36 human hours. And the beautiful thing about it is they start and stop in a holographic way. The calendar for everybody actually goes on their own momentum. Your own momentum puts you through your own sine wave. And as we start to understand ourselves as a bunch of interactive sine waves, making this experience of physicality, then we're getting somewhere, but not before. Stupid line. He used to be so funny back then. Oh God, it was the funnest. And like, only listening back did I see how soon into it he took me seriously. Like, I wanted a direct invite from Gord, and I eventually got that because I wouldn't see myself as somebody that was putting anything on him. And it's the same with Emmy. And I'm going to just say his name because he's very special. And I don't know if he's dating, and I don't know if he understands the capacity I have within me, not only to age gracefully, but to mature into a beautiful relationship in a way that is just staggeringly fucking wild and vivacious. I don't know, like, I took a hit recently because I didn't know if we had fallen out of touch because of some of my panic scenarios in the way that everything presented itself as everything was happening. Remember, I lost Gord. I lost my whole entire career. I fell victim to that prosecution by the FEMA, Federal Emergency Services Sector, who was trying to run a proletariat civil war through Canada at the time. They basically just ganged up on this chick and threw me through institutionalized hell when I should have been out there doing good work. And it's because I can speak and do speak that I went through that. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm sitting here. Listen to this song. It's for his children. He wrote this for his kids. So good. It's not, Eminem is not better than Gord Downie. They are surrendered in the same way. And Gord Downie tended to surrender to the highest ideal. Now, I can't say that necessarily for him, but I'm definitely excited about seeing some of the growth in his new work. Because that dude, even though he's a bit of an Islamist, he's an Islamist Christian. That's so rare. He's an Islamist Christian. And I don't mean Islamic. I mean, he's an Islamist Christian. It's so funny. But being from Sri Chinmoy's ilk, I'm all about the modern Vedic seers, and I don't have any need for dogma. That's why I won't go down the Christian road of Jesus is coming. Like, Jesus is not coming back. He doesn't. Who reincarnates 2,000 years later? Again, and why? What would that serve? It doesn't serve anything. He simply just continued his seed. He came again, as we always do, and that seed perpetuates in people like me. Total surrender, total illumination. I have total illumination. It's a gift of mine. We should be utilizing it. I don't need to be sitting here in my same 5 skivvies, like essentially on lockdown at my house, because I'm now just, if I can just go on one freedom ride, get my vehicle back. Just calm down, everybody, And please don't bug me anymore. I don't know what more you need from me, but don't take me out of another job because I'm just about to start again. And I need to just preserve through the job, persevere through the job without getting yanked again. And again, you guys think that the mental health class, no, it's a disastrous world in there. These are people who are desperate for quota, will pull anybody for any reason at any time and just do good all over them. Just do good. Gordy loved to write for fireplaces, for campfires. It was a lot of his life. He's got a chance to spend a lot of time at campfires with his neighbors. Because we made it easy on him. Poor him. He doesn't need that. I'm just a bit of an equalizer. We already tried it. We did a test run up here in Vernon. Could he live and subsist here and not be caught on the radar of people? Just they could take him calmly. For the most part, they could. And that's why people like it up here. But I just want to get on today and talk a little bit about how I could possibly, first of all, survive the loss of Gord like that. Those are years, same as when my mom lost my dad. When a true love dissolves like that, and especially in such a violent way, my dad and Gord passed the same way. Deliberate, illegal, insane interventions. I'm not calling that shit medical. You couldn't pay me. I saw 4 eagles fly over yesterday. 4 eagles. Holy shit. They were massive. Like it was amazing. It was truly amazing. A couple little marmots out. This one you wrote for the Trailer Park Boys. It's just too good. I don't know. It's just too good, this song. He's got a lot of, Gord Downie has a lot of, in the hip, have a lot of really hard bangers. They know how to write a banger. You can get so high off this. It's great. That's how greatness is. This is like one of the original OG streams, except I'm a scam. There's scams, OGs, then it goes down the aisle from there. But being a scam, I have those trillions, godzillion dollars sitting in my bank account. What happens when I die? What happens then? Like if I don't actually leave this legacy and articulate for you people exactly how easy it is to make an economy based on abundance where we're serving the needs of the least dignified first, really, it's a no-brainer. And these guys are doing the same exact thing. They're lending from a pool of air. They're digitally creating funds and then lending it out at an interest rate. And I've just found a way to transactionalize an amount of funds that's adequate to do all of it. Wow, it's simple. It's simple. Don't just sit there creating little amounts that you can lend out at a profit, not essentially not contribute anything. Essentially just fucking hoodwink the whole world into 2 or 3 disastrous operations. Dude, are you gonna take my live stream down because I'm playing a bit of Gord? Because Gordy liked this shit to play for free. I choose my fucking tracks wisely. The hip has no issue with playing their shit free on YouTube. Listen to it. It's so good. It's more important that people hear it. Children. This is for children. This whole album is a kid CD. There shouldn't be anything playing for kids than this. It's this is a totally benign masterpiece. There is no implication in this CD whatsoever. Go get Go get them. Well, I have to go for the day. It was only a 20-minute stream for a reason, but I wanted to get on and say two very important things. Number one, it's time you guys see realistically what happened to me. I'm not going to let you just write me off as someone that deserved incarceration. 5 months of incarceration and to have my medical consent eroded, essentially, pumped full of venom. And look at me. I've had all of it. I'm disgusting now. I'm disgusting. But it doesn't mean it's only in my habits. I'm disgusting in my habits because of the smoking, the coffee, and the lack of Shilajit, my nutritionals, my neurotoxin restabilizer. It's pulling the neurotoxins out of my system that are really truly filthy within me. So I know I'd be a great partner for someone out there. You don't want to not try it, bud. I'll come back to London. I will. Just give me a little bit more time to be safe. Then we can be neighbors. And then we have to cross the next hurdle is reestablishing. Imagine taking away my right to travel in the US. What a tragedy. What a simple way to stop progress. Oh, the gentleness with which this being operates. The way it touches things, the way it sees where things are going, the way it sees all available avenues of practice, the way it can assign and motivate and stay organized. It's top level. And I learned it in university, so it's real credible. Wedding song. Before the dawning's first light. No, we'd have to. This one was a big one. He apologizes first. That's what he did. The first thing he did. And I didn't recognize this as an apology in the origin. He's like, listen, girl, what you're getting into yourself is being my muse. You're getting yourself into being part of my writing process. I could have made, but I love you. With that, you stupid thing. That's how it went. Like, that's literally how it went. I was a stupid little thing, and I just kept throwing myself in the general vicinity. And then I wouldn't do anything. And then I'd just be there. And I'd be like, hey, buddy. So, I'm getting this, why is this like this? And why is this like that? I used to bring all my questions to Gordon. How come this is, why are these people not doing that? And this is not constitutional. And yeah. And anyway, I was on my little God realizing journey. Don't forget, I was on a God realizing journey, and you can hear that journey in the music because the whole time he just kept writing it clearer and more concise. He was my best friend, and losing him was all I could do, just to move through it. So if my spirit took a few hits, I still didn't deserve straight violence that I got the second he passed, but you guys have that track record and you are there in existence and you can be caught out as originators of documents. Again, none of my charges, eventually by 11 and 12 and 10, 11, 12 incarcerations in, they caught on that some of these charges should come from the public. But they have their own networks. It's all a network of security guards who will do anything for them. It is what it is. It's Federal Emergency Services. FEMA. Not to my never-ending present. All I could do is stave you off. I have a lot of regrets, man. You've taken a lot of my life down. A lot of my life went down to that. And I will be judged as sane by even if it's just a group of my peers. I didn't lose my mind over gord. I broke my heart. I didn't lose my mind in that psychological prison, which all you ever do is push at people to see if you can breach their barrier. I didn't lose my mind in that psychological prison. I didn't lose my ability to function. So let's hope I can move on and stay moved on. Look, it's not dangerous. It's just psychologically tough on the driver. So calm down, everybody. I just need to get into my new job safely and stay in my safe apartment where I am. I'm cozy, I'm happy, and I deserve my life back. I'm licensed. I deserve to be in my vehicle. I paid for the vehicle. I've got a hurdle to overcome with financing. I've got a hurdle to overcome with insurance, but I'm capable of facing them. And there's no ramifications. I will never come at any of you because you ruined that for me. There's no me in the process. There was no me in that anywhere. I don't have one single shred of dignity or right within that process. That means you get off entirely. It's like Charles Manson. I have the same resolve he did. Look, if you're a crooked pig, you're a crooked pig. There is no dealing with it other than to say that you got crooked pegged by a crooked pig. So go, be a crooked pig. You're not as crooked as you used to be. You died off, most of you murderous ones. Thank fuck you've all been retired. We've taken out huge chunks of your worst operatives. Yes, we have. I don't care if you got killed in prison. Some of you did. Some of you never even had your death reported. That's just fine with my ass. Because it's quieter out there, and then there are streets now. And there's not near as much fucking shit going on. Of course, you've taken down your entire fucking supply. Nobody's left in Canada without a job or a house or an income. I just need you guys to know that you're not getting ramifications from me, but it's time to chill out. We definitely need a kinder police service. You need to understand you're freaking out looking for quota, and we understand that, but we are moving on. And unfortunately, you don't survive it. You won't even want to. Once that digital amount becomes a reality and I can just start allocating on projects, there's going to be other things for you guys to do. Nobody loses when you just set the thing at quadrillions. It's in a bank account. What are you going to do about that? You're making digital amounts. Why can't they come from my bank account? Well, they can. It's already in there. There's a reset sheet in a private citizen's account. Now that's something. That's something. Anyway, we'll talk soon. Thanks for listening. By the way,